Hello and welcome to All Top 5s. I've done 2 videos now featuring the creepiest and most convincing ghost photographs that I've come across. But how about video footage? Surely that's harder to fake. Whatever you believe, it's certainly more frightening. Regardless of whether these are fakes or not, here are 5 of the best videos allegedly showing ghosts that I can find. And don't worry, there are no jump scares or screamers in this video. Number 5. Cemetery Ghost Boy. On the last day of 2008, a teenage boy was filming in the famously haunted Colonial Park Cemetery in Savannah, USA. He caught on camera what he claims can only be a ghost. Have a look. You can clearly see what appears to be a small child running between the gravestones behind a man just strolling along. After pausing behind one grave, the child runs out and jumps into a tree, only to drop out and vanish seconds later. What's spooky about this clip is that the figure has a strange flowing quality to its movement, and is clearly pale with what looks like a sort of glow. This, combined with the reassurance of the person who shot the video that it's entirely genuine, not faked, and experts' conclusion that the film hadn't been tampered with, makes for a real head-scratcher. On the other side of things, it could just be staged, with an actual child running through a graveyard. Certainly, the fact that the cameraman stopped filming once the figure had dropped out of the tree and out of sight is a little bit suspect. But what do you think? Something creeps me out about it, even if I've got all these rational explanations. Number 4. Headless School Ghost. I don't have a date or even a real location for this video, but it was uploaded to YouTube in 2009. Most people seem to think it's in Kuwait, so I'm just going to go with that. Some students were filming in a school, apparently looking for ghostly activity. Just as a local mosque announces their call to prayer through the loudspeakers, the boys capture something on camera that sends chills down my spine. Here it is.
والله بفتح شيء والله في شحن فل الحمد لله على الباب لا يبغى
Now, I don't speak Arabic myself, so I can't actually attest to this, but after the entity is caught on film, the boys turn away and apparently one of them says, "Thank God, it's calling for prayer." It would seem they hadn't actually seen the figure walking towards them then, as they didn't react to it or follow it with the camera, and were distracted by the Islamic call to prayer echoing round the classroom. If anyone here can understand the language, please put it in the comments because it'd be really interesting to know what they're saying. Slowing it down and zooming in, you can see the figure begins translucent and either right up against or even in the wall. It becomes more apparently solid as it advances towards the kids, but they still don't seem to see it. And, most of all, unless it's a trick of the light, the ghost doesn't seem to have a head. Really scary stuff. Perhaps it's just a really convincing bit of post-video editing done by the school kids, but how likely is it that they could do such a good job? It looks terrifyingly real. Who knows? Number 3. Screaming Hotel Ghost. Now this one's really creepy. In 2003, at a hotel in Illinois, a security manager was on night watch duty when he began receiving noise complaints. People in surrounding rooms complained of loud screaming coming from room 209. One hotel worker went to investigate while the security manager stayed watching the cameras, and here's the footage of what happened.
It should be 209. John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room, correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police, so I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick, just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
Really scary, isn't it? And the only one in my list that actually has ghostly noises featured as well. After the noises have stopped and the hotel worker has been in the room for a short amount of time, a ghostly figure appears to glide out of the room and down the hallway. Now, this could all be an elaborate, well-executed hoax. It's possible that it was put together as a prank, and certainly the cynic in me does think that it seems like it might be staged, as it's the only example I've found containing video and audio footage and eyewitness involvement all in one. Could it be too good to be true? I don't know what to make of it really, as it's a really scary set of circumstances, and the ghostly image looks real, as does the blood-curdling screaming. The hotel worker seemed genuinely spooked too. I don't know. All I know is that it scares the hell out of me. Number 2. Upstairs Shadow Ghost. Another anonymous video comes in the form of a young boy seemingly playing with a new camcorder and giving a tour of his house. Uploaded to YouTube in 2009, this short video is really spooky.
This is my mommy's room. This is downstairs. Oh my god.
The young boy then stops recording immediately in terror. What is that black shadow that moves across in front of the camera? This would be a really clever optical trick, since the shadow seems to keep its own form as it crosses the landing, rather than being cast onto the wall and objects in the camera's view behind it. One thing this video has going against it is the boy's reaction. I can't tell whether it's genuine fright or if it's being faked. Then again, I certainly don't know how I would react if I were to see a dark, shadowy figure glide suddenly across my landing upstairs in front of me. But otherwise, I think this clip is a really interesting example of ghostly activity caught on camera, as it looks seriously real. If it is a hoax, it's very, very well done, and I'd love to know how. But, as ever, you'll have to decide for yourself if this is just a good fake or if it's a genuine shadowy ghost caught on camera. Number 1. Disneyland Ghost. Some of you may have seen this one before because it's fairly well known, but that doesn't stop it from impressing me and making my number 1. Disneyland is famously haunted. Another video on that itself soon, I promise. And what we have here seems to offer great evidence of the paranormal. A security guard at the park watching the monitors one night noticed something strange on the screens and got a camera to record the footage. This is that footage. From several different angles, this shows a translucent figure walking along the path, through the sealed metal gate at the end, and then out across the water. That's clearly not an actual person, as they do pass through a metal gate and walk out across a body of water, which is impossible. So what is it then? One very good theory is that it's some ghosting from an old recording. I'll explain. Disneyland may well reuse old tapes to record their security footage, like lots of places do. If there was some footage of a person walking along the path, overwritten with footage of just the path at a later date, then although everything else in the picture has stayed constant, the old footage of the person walking may show through as a ghosted white image. I like this theory as it explains the figure passing through the gate, if the gate had originally been open in the earlier footage. However, it doesn't explain the figure's apparent ability to walk onto the water, nor why the ghostly apparition seems to shine rays of light into the camera, much like the other lights in the footage. You can see the vertical lines coming from the figure as if it's giving off a bright light or glowing itself. All of this could be a visual effects hoax, but if so, it's a damn good one. This really adds up to making this one of the most convincing pieces of ghostly video footage ever recorded, in my opinion anyway. I'm still skeptical of the paranormal, and I don't know quite what to believe, but this one is fairly convincing. Do you have any other theories on what this could be or how it could have been faked? And that's it from all top 5s for this week. Now, I'm a skeptic when it comes to this sort of thing, but I absolutely love researching it all and coming to my own conclusions, and scaring myself in the process. How do you see these videos? As hoaxes or proof of the paranormal, or are you just as confused as me? When you're discussing these questions in the comments, please do be considerate and respect other people's beliefs and opinions. We all have them. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up on YouTube and click the big thumbs up subscribe button if you want to have new videos delivered straight to your inbox every single Tuesday, because that's what I'll do for you. Peace and love to each and every one of you, and I will see you next time on All Top 5s.